everyone, I am Kinjal Patel, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is the Chapter 7 Code Optimization Lecture 2. So in this lecture, we will learn loop optimization techniques, data flow analysis and global common sum expression elimination. So first topic is loop optimization techniques. So these are the techniques used for loop optimization. First one is code motion. Second one is reduction in strength. Third one is loop unrolling. And last one is loop fusion. So first technique is code motion. So this optimization can be obtained by moving some amount of code outside the loop and placing it just before entering in the loop. So this technique is also called as loop invariant computation. We'll see it with example that here is the code that while I less than equals to max minus 1, and if this loop get executed, then code will be executed that sum equals to sum plus a of I. Now here you can see that I less than equals to max minus 1. So this max minus 1 operation needs to be computed whenever while loop will get executed. So we can move this expression outside the loop before entering in the loop so that this expression can be evaluated once and we can use this result wherever we need it. So we'll see that how we can reduce it. That here you can see that n equals to max minus 1. So as max minus 1 has been stored in one variable n, so we can use this variable n in loop. So while I less than equals to n. So whenever this loop will get executed, we need to check only one condition, that I less than equals to n. As n has been evaluated once, so we need not to evaluate this max minus 1 expression whenever we execute this while loop. So this technique called as a code movement, that we can move our code outside the loop so that we can reduce the time complexity of our code. Now next technique is strength reduction. So priority of certain operators is higher than others. So for instance, strength of star is higher than plus. So in this technique, the higher strength operators can be replaced by lower strength operators. Means we can use plus instead of star if we can get the same result with plus operator. So here is the example that for I equals to 1, I less than equals to 50, I plus plus. And in for loop count equals to I multiply with 7. So for I equals to 1, count will be 1 multiply with 7. So count will be 7. For I equals to 2, count will be 2 multiply with 7. So count equals to 14. And for I equals to 3, 3 multiply with 7. So count will be 21. So we get the count values as 7, 14, 21 and so on. So if we can get same result with plus operator, then we will use plus operator instead of star. So here is the code using plus, that we have already assigned 7 value to one temporary variable. Now for I equals to 1, I less than equals to 50, I plus plus. So count equals to temporary value. So here count will get 7 value. So for I equals to 1, count equals to 7. Now here count equals to 7. Temper equals to temporary plus 7. So 7 plus 7. So temporary value will be 14. Now for I equals to 2, count equals to temporary value. So for I equals to 2, count will be 14. Now temporary equals to temporary plus 7. So 14 plus 7. So temporary equals to 21. So for I equals to 3, count will be 21. So we are getting same result with plus operator like 7, 14, 21 for count values. So this is how we can reduce the strength, that we can use plus operator and we can get same result as we were getting with star. So this first and second technique are same as we have learned in code optimization technique. Next technique is loop unrolling. So in this method, the number of jumps and tests can be reduced by writing the code 2 times. So we'll see it by example that here is the code that integer I equals to 0 while I less than equals to 100, this code will get executed. So we can write this code 2 times to reduce the number of jumps. So this code can be written as like this, that integer I equals to 0 while I less than equals to 50, and the code in while loop will be written twice so that we can get the same result in half of the jumps. Now last technique is loop fusion. So in this method several loops are merged to one loop. So for example, for I equals to 1 to n, an inner for loop is j equals to 1 to m, a of I comma j equals to 10. So we can get the same result by executing one loop directly. We can merge these two loop into one loop, that for I equals to 1 to n cross m do a of I equals to 10. So this is how we can merge the loop using loop fusion. So these are the 4 techniques of loop optimization technique. Now, next topic is data flow analysis. So data flow analysis is the analysis of flow of data in control flow graph. Means it determines the information regarding the definition and use of data in our program. So with the help of this analysis, optimization can be done. So here is the basic terminology of data flow analysis. So there are 3 points in data flow analysis. So there are 3 points in data flow analysis. First point is definition point. So a program point containing the definition is called definition point. Then second point is reference point. So a program at which a reference to a data item is made is called reference point. And third point is evaluation point. So a program point at which some evaluating expression is given is called evaluation point. So here is the example of definition point, that here we are defining x equals to 3. So at this point program is defining some value. So this point is called as definition point. Now next point is reference point. So here we are giving reference of x to y. So this point is called as reference point. Now third point is evaluation point. So here we are evaluating some expression z equals to a star b. So this point is called as evaluation point. Now we'll see data flow properties. So data flow properties represent the information which can be used for code optimization. So first property is available expression. So here 4 points are given in this example. So the expression x plus y is available at a program point w if and only if along all paths are reaching to w. Means the expression x plus y is said to be available at its evaluation point. So neither of two operands get modified before their use. Now here you can see that block B1 equals to T1 equals to 4 star I. So there is expression 4 star I which has been stored in T1. Now in block B2, T2 equals to C plus D of T1. So here we are using the reference of this T1 in this point. So here the value of 4 star I is not being modified by this block. Now in block B3, T3 equals to 4 star I. So again we are defining the value T3 equals to 4 star I. Now here the value of this expression 4 star I is not changed before it appeared in this B3. So if our expression has not been modified before their use, then this expression is said to be available expression. So here 4 star I is available expression. Now here in B4, T4 equals to A of T3. So here we are using the reference of this T3. So T4 equals to A of T3. So The expression 4 star I is available expression for B2, B3 and B4 because this expression has not been changed by any of the block before it appearing in B4 block. Means here we are giving the reference of this 4 star I to T4 block. So till this expression has been appeared in this block, the 4 star I expression has not been changed by any of blocks. So this expression is called available expression. So this available expression property to discover the available expression in our blocks is used to eliminate the common sub expression. That here we can find the common sub expression using this available expression. Like here 4 star I is available expression, so that we can know that 4 star I has been appeared before this block and it has been already evaluated by any blocks. So we can eliminate the expression in this block. Now next property is reaching definition. So a definition D reaches at the point P if there is a path from D to P along which D is not killed. Definition D of a variable x is killed when there is redefinition of x. So if there is path from D to P and if we are not redefining the variable x, then we can say that our definition D reaches at the point P. So here is the example that D1 definition has value y equals to 2. So this block is B1. Now D2 equals to y plus 2 and this block is B2. So here we are redefining the value of y, that y equals to y plus 2. So here y equals to y plus 2. So value of y has been redefined by block B2. So now the variable y is killed by this block B2. So D1 definition reaches to D2. So we can say that here as the definition of y has been changed by B2, so D1 reaches to D2. But it can't reach to D3 as it has been redefined by B2. So here D3 equals to x equals to y plus 2. But as the value of y has been redefined by this B2, so D1 does not reach to D3. So the definition D1 is reaching definition for block B2. But the definition D1 is not reaching definition for block B3 because it is killed by definition D2 in block B2. So this property is used in constant and variable propagation in code optimization. Now third property is live variable. So live variable x is live at point P if there is a path from P to the exit along which the value of x is used before it is redefined. Otherwise, the variable is said to be dead at the point. So here is the example that b equals to 3 and c equals to 5. Now here we are using b and c in this expression. A equals to function b star c. So the set of live variables are b, c because both are used in the multiplication on line 3. So as these two variables are used in third function, so we can say that these two variables are live. So as we have used these two value b equals to 3 and c equals to 5 before they are redefined by any block, so this variable are said to be live variable. So live variable is used in dead code elimination technique. Now last expression is busy expression. So an expression is said to be busy expression along some path Pi to Pj if and only if an evaluation of E exists along some path Pi to Pj and no definition of any operand exists before its evaluation along the path. Means the expression is said to be busy if the evaluation of that E exists along the sum path Pi to Pj and no definition of any operand exists before its evaluation along this path. So busy expression is used in code movement optimization technique. So these are the 4 data flow properties which are used in code optimization techniques. Now next topic is global common sub expression elimination. So we have already seen the common sub expression elimination in code optimization technique. Means if the sub expression is being repeated in same block, then it's known as common sub expression. And global common sub expression elimination means the sub expression is being repeated in multiple blocks. So here is the algorithm to remove this global common sub expression. Input a flow graph with available expression. Available expression means expression is being appeared in another block without getting modified, and output is a flow graph after eliminating common sub expression. Means after eliminating this available expression. So here is the method that for every statement S of the form A equals to B plus C, such that B plus C is available expression. Means the statement where our expression appear repeatedly. So B plus C is available at the beginning of block containing S, and neither B nor C defined prior to statement S. Means the before appearing B plus C in the statement S, the value of B and C has not been redefined by any block. So if the value B and C is not modified by any block before it is appeared in statement S, then this expression is said to be available expression. So if this expression is available in statement S, then perform following steps. That first step is to discover the evaluation of B plus C that reach in the block containing in statement S. Means if the expression B plus C is available in statement S, then discover the evaluation of B plus C. Means discover the evaluation point where it has been evaluated first. Means the original expression of B plus C expression. Now after discovering the evaluation point, create new variable M. Then replace each statement D equals to B plus C. D equals to B plus C means the original expression which has been discovered at step 1. So here we'll replace this expression by M equals to B plus C, where M is the new variable which we have created, and D equals to M, that here we have given reference of M to this D. Fourth step is replace statement S by A equals to M, means the expression where it is available in statement S. So we'll apply this algorithm in one example, that here is the block that T1 equals to 4 star K and T2 equals to A of T1. Now here T5 equals to 4 star K and T6 equals to A of T5. So here as you can see that 4 star K is being repeated in another block. So here 4 star K is available expression for this block. So this is our statement S. So in this statement S, 4 star K expression is available expression. So here 4 star K is available expression. Now here we have discovered that a 4 star K is available expression. So first step is to reach to the definition where it has been evaluated first. So here T1 equals to 4 star K. So this is the definition where 4 star K has been evaluated first. So this is the first step, that we have discovered the definition or the point where it has been evaluated first. Now after discovering this point, next step is to create new variable m, and here we have created variable m. So replace each statement d equals to b plus c. So here our statement has the form t1 equals to 4 star k, which is obtained in step 1 by m equals to b plus c. So m equals to 4 star k and d equals to m. So here d is t1, so t1 equals to m, and t2 will be as it is, that t2 equals to a of t1. Okay, so third step has been performed. Now fourth step is replace statement s by a equals to m. So here the statement s is t5 equals to 4 star k, so we'll replace this statement by a equals to m. Here a is t5, so t5 equals to m. So here this is how we can eliminate the global common sub expression by creating one variable m. Now wherever this expression will be available in any block, in any statement, we can directly assign this variable m to that expression or to that statement. So in this lecture, we have learned loop optimization techniques, data flow properties, and global common sub expression elimination. Thank you.